Into my video. Boom!
Welcome back to Boring Reviews.
Boring land.
Oh, just kidding.
Blasphemer!
Hello,
right.
Boring Review Nation!
Kind of pointless.
We know all things was over in a snap.
We really want it. Alright, we'll be nice.
Only you can be a Patreon.
Oh my gosh!
It's crazy. You don't need to follow the show to be hyped. All right, welcome to Boring Land. Nick here. And Jody there. She's miming today. She's not going to be talking.
Miming
so
would be like this.
Oh, she is talking. And there is us knocking for our viewers.
I was knocking for your
Stay with the
attention.
video.
You were ignoring me.
I was just hoping that I was going to end pretty soon. So, while she applies for miming school, we are going to jump into this reaction. Here at Boring Reviews, we are reacting a touring video. We did a touring Kerala, a state of India, not too long ago. Got a great reception from that. So I decided, what are some other places we should tour and travel to? This was not a request. That was just a Nick find.
We needed a field trip. You know, being stuck in the home.
Yes.
Let's get out of the house without
Virtual
physically
field trip.
getting out of the house. Exactly.
So we want to know, what are the 10 best places to visit India on our virtual field trip? I feel like a teacher again right now.
I know.
Before we get into this, don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, one of those things, do some stuff. Help our channel to grow. We do have another channel called Cricket for Americans. Paper just fell down, distracted me. Go ahead and check out the other channel. We have some cricket videos on there. And check out all the other content we have on this channel when you're done watching this video.
Noticing my hair is getting long because it's like bunching right here. It's driving me crazy.
Bunching.
Bunching.
I like that word, bunching. So, while you are hopefully not bunching socially and watching this video,
5 people or less.
Let's go ahead and get into this. This is provided to us by Toropia, the YouTube channel. So thank you so much for creating this video that we are reacting to.
And here we go. Whew, that was a good plane ride. Fast plane ride.
Look rocky.
Yeah, jet lag. Ooh, Jinx.
The Golden Temple, I think.
India is an enormous and diverse destination, bordered by 7 different countries, not to mention the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal, means that there are many different sides to the country. More than 20 official languages, multiple religions, and a variety of cuisines exist within India's borders. To truly experience the breadth of Indian culture and history, travel is key. Here's a look at the best places to visit in India.
The thing that gets to me is the 20 languages in one country.
I know. I was just thinking the same thing.
More than 20 languages.
I was just thinking the same thing. Most countries just have one language. You might learn several, but you just have one
It's
official.
so tough just to travel around from state to state and be like, I don't know what you're saying.
Right?
You have to learn all those.
Look at all
That's
that, yeah.
Number 10,
Scale, yeah.
Udaipur. The city of lakes, Udaipur, glistens romantically on the edge of the desert in Rajasthan. The city is protected by lush hills and is where you can find the mesmerizing lake palace in the middle of a tranquil lake. Another captivating sight is the imposing but graceful city palace, along with the monsoon palace, which stands out with walls made of gleaming white marble. Explore old temples, walk the winding streets of this fanciful corner of India, and slip into times past inside its ancient bazaars.
It's crazy how they always have steps going down to the water. I'm always like afraid you're just gonna fall through. And engravings, because I was thinking about that other building that's all engraved very beautifully.
Yeah, the architecture is amazing.
Yeah.
The time it took, even to deliver all those materials to that floating palace place when they're building it, I mean, that takes a lot of time. I can only imagine.
That's something like we're hugely lacking here in the States, let
as far
alone
as
in our
diversity
state.
of architecture.
Yeah.
And we have different types of architecture for homes, like Victorian and...
But not even in our state. We just have straight up bland, bland, and bland. They're all brown.
Jeez. Show off. Just kidding.
Number 9, Amritsar. The Punjabi city of Amritsar lies on the border with Pakistan and is home to the holiest of Sikh sites. The Golden Temple is in the heart of the old walled city. This serene Sikh
Provides free
shrine
food.
provides a place for reflection and inspiration. You can tour the Golden Temple regardless of religion, but you will need to show respect by covering your head and removing your shoes. The streets
crazy.
surrounding the temple are a frenetic fusion of people, markets, and activity. Be sure to pick up some traditional goods, such as hand-embroidered fabrics and delicately ornate shoes.
I like how this video is taking the time for us to just be a part of these cities and not just show us quick images.
And having like quiet time where you can just kind of
Free
enjoy.
food. Volunteers.
Really?
Lines, like I think 300,000 or so more people are on the waiting list to provide service for this free food. You just go in there and you just get.
That's awesome. That's so
Get a
cool.
plate.
When people just they have people just waiting just to volunteer to help
Number 8,
feed people.
Ladakh.
Volunteer and waiting to
In
enjoy it.
northernmost India, in the heavily
That's
disputed
beautiful.
Kashmir region, is the mountainous destination of Ladakh. This region is large, but it has a low population density and a number of nomadic residents. Breathtaking, pristine scenery is a major draw to the area, but virtually all travelers will also spend time in the town of Leh. The town is located at a very high elevation, and it is home to the 17th century palace of the King of Ladakh. Buddhist culture is also prominent in Leh, and you may wish to explore some of the many Buddhist monasteries and temples.
Wow. It looks like it's coming out of the mountain.
No, it's
Number
crazy.
7, Goa Beaches. On the western coast of India is Goa, a former colony of Portugal that blends Indian culture with colonial influences and plenty of international tourism. Goa is popular largely because of its spectacular beaches. The busiest of all is Candolim Beach, where travelers from around the world flock to soak up the sun. Anjuta Beach, by contrast, is far less crowded. It is also an amazing place where you can walk to Chapora Fort and admire the sandy coastline from a new perspective. Palolem is considered one of the most beautiful beaches in all of Goa, with its natural bay surrounded by lofty headlands on either side.
No, I'd be so afraid to walk on that.
So simple.
No. I wonder what makes some beaches less crowded, less popular.
Well, I know here in the States, in California, it's all about, a lot of beaches have rocks and shells, this clutter when you're walking onto getting the water, and it's just uncomfortable.
But they
So
said
that
it
would
was
be a
all,
reason not to go there. So I wonder if some of those beaches maybe are cluttered with rocks or shells, or aren't as smooth, or aren't as white sand. I love white sand.
it could be. I just know that they said sandy beaches.
Number 6, Delhi.
Yeah.
If you're spending any time in northern India, you will almost certainly visit the capital city of Delhi. The enormous, sprawling destination is home to several districts, and it is considered to be one of the oldest cities in the world. One of the top sites in Delhi is the Red Fort, which was built in the 17th century. The Red Fort is made from sandstone, and you will be able to walk through its Lahore Gate, into the bazaar, through the Jewel Palace, and even into the former residence of the Sultan. While in Delhi, you should also make time for the many museums and religious structures that make up the city.
I want to say they were in Delhi in parts of PK, right? Where he was going and taking the.
Maybe
gap
you're right. I
offerings and
think so.
whatnot.
I could be wrong, but I think you're right. I think you're right.
Such a religious movie, you would think. There's so many religions there.
Yeah. Reminds me of Australia.
Yeah, Sydney.
Opera House.
Number 5, Ellora and Ajanta Caves. In the state of Maharashtra, you can
Wow.
explore the caves of both Ellora and Ajanta.
Made out of.
At Ellora, there is an enormous complex of shrines
Magma
carved
rock.
from the rocky landscape. These 34 cave shrines are up to
Imagine carving all that.
1,500 years old,
Crazy.
and they are from 3 distinct religions: Buddhism, Jainism, and Hinduism. 2 hours away is Ajanta, which is home to 29 caves. The Ajanta caves are covered in murals and paintings, most of which reflect Buddhist stories. While the 2 cave complexes are 2 hours away from one another, it is well worth visiting both to compare these incredible attractions.
Just from the darkness of the rock, it looks like volcanic rock that has been you know, the magma that melted and turned into that rock. I'm not sure if it is, but it's just so black, so dark.
It looks like it. I just wonder how long it's gonna take to carve into rock. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, civilization from 15 to 25, 3,500 years ago. You got plenty of time to build your culture.
Yeah. Well, and people were more patient back then. Now it's all that instant gratification.
Number 4, Varanasi. A city that may seem strange to many Westerners, Varanasi is of great religious importance. The holy city sits on the banks of the divine Ganges and is believed by Hindus to be a sacred place of pilgrimage. The city is known for the religious practices that take place on the Ghats alongside the river. Pilgrims wash themselves in the waters of the Ganges, and the bodies of Hindus are cremated. The sights of life and death along the riverside can be shocking, but a visit to Varanasi is also contemplative and ultimately helps visitors to further understand India's deep cultural and spiritual practices.
He was in a different video. I remember because of the swastikas on his shirt.
I'm curious, like, do different people own those boats and you just gotta go out there and find yours? Or are they all like part of a company? Yeah, that's what I wonder, like your company and you just rent them.
Some of them are connected just by strings. Yeah, he was in a different video too.
I wonder what that means to be all covered in that white.
Number 3, Kerala. The southwestern state of India, known as Kerala, is a place of tropical beauty. Palm trees, white sand beaches, and ecotourism are all big reasons to explore the region. Besides its famous backwaters, elegant houseboats, and temple festivals, Kerala is also home to the Tikadi Tiger Preserve. The hub of Kerala is the city of Kochi, where you can see the local fishing industry thriving, along with modern high-rises and colonial architecture.
I just love all the green, waterfalls, so pretty.
Yeah, we live in the desert, so we don't have a lot of this natural greenery everywhere. So she was born
Number
and raised,
2,
so that's why she loves so
Agra.
much.
Agra is known for one thing, the iconic and ultimately impressive Taj Mahal. Set on the south bank of the Yamuna River, the Taj draws millions of tourists a year. Built by an emperor as an extravagant memorial to his wife, the mausoleum's porcelain white marble is an emblem of romance and adventure. Agra itself sits in the shadows of its imposing monument, but is a small and welcoming city. The ancient Mughal-era Agra Fort is an attractive spot to visit. Peer over the walls and catch your first hypnotizing glimpse of the Taj.
So iconic. It's so crazy how someone can build something like that, and thousands, hundreds of years later, whatever it is, people are still flocking in droves to get a picture in front of it.
Right? It's beautiful and it's so wet. I wonder if they have to like wash it, like power wash it or something on the outside.
Right? That's a good question.
It's a very romantic gift too. Thoughtful.
Yeah.
Number 1,
we go.
Jaipur. The pink city of Jaipur is the capital of Rajasthan and is where you can find the beautiful Amber Fort, a sprawling, stunning complex set in the hillside overlooking a lake. Located just outside of the city and built in 1592, the grandiose citadel was also a palace for some time, but is now an impressive tourist attraction. Make sure to take a trip to the opulent city palace with its stunning courtyards and gardens, plus the amazingly intricate Palace of Winds. Jaipur forms one corner of the Golden Triangle, and it also makes a great gateway into the lesser-known destinations within Rajasthan.
I know. Trying to see how many windows there were.
How do they build it just right there on the surface of the water? It's crazy.
Obviously, like, you'd have to build all the way down to the ground and just build it up, but yeah, to make it stay like that. There
was Toriopia's list of the top 10 places to visit. I have a few questions you can answer in the comment section of this. First of all, do you agree with their ranking? No one's going to, right? We all have different opinions. Also, which of these places do you live in? Have you lived in? Do you visit frequently? Maybe you have family that lives in areas close to that or there. Let us know. We're interested to find out how diverse our audience is. But that was pretty incredible. Again, I liked how it just let us enjoy after it gave us a little bit of information. It wasn't too educational, which is sometimes a good thing, and just to sit there and enjoy the different shots and the different places.
I wish that it would have showed, I mean, we can pull up a map and look on our own, but right. I wish, like, along with the video, it would just show you, like, maybe, like, in the top corner, like, a map of where exactly in India are all these places. So, because, like, now that we've watched it, you know, the places kind of all blend together, you forget the specific names, but I'm curious about how far apart everything is. Are we on opposite ends of India, or are we actually all within a very similar...
Yeah, well, only one I know about, besides Kerala being the South State, was the one in the Punjabi area or district or whatever, because that's close to Pakistan. It's like right there at the border.
Because that's what it said, yeah.
I'd actually known that before from watching our Twitter reactions. I think they visited Punjabi.
Nice, yeah. And I mean, like, it's just hard because as, you know, Americans, there's just so much in the world that you really don't, it's really sad, but we only focus on world history and geography. Geography is 8th grade. World history was 9th grade. And that's history, not necessarily geography of where places are, but beyond that, you really don't get to venture out too much to all of the world. I mean, I know we...
Well, I mean, you can.
Yes, but I just mean, like, in the basic public education,
right.
We don't have this amazing concept of countries. Like, you'd be shocked at how many countries we don't know that exist until you look at a map and you're like, oh, that's where that is. And I think it's just because we kind of isolated ourselves off to the side. So I'd be just interested in where all those places are in India.
Well, it's all about the education system. I don't want to assume that all other countries, you know, they teach more about geography than we do, but it's not a secret that American education is not even in the top 20 as far as the world, different countries around the world as far as education. So that's definitely too bad. But this was really interesting. This was very really educational. Good. It was cool to see the different places. It was cool to tour these different places and check it out. And it definitely makes us think, you know, there's so much parts of the world that we need to go and visit. It costs a little bit of this, and right now it's almost illegal basically to travel anywhere, but it definitely adds things to that bucket list.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was wonderful. And like you said, I really enjoyed the quiet moments that just let you be part of the atmosphere and just kind of enjoy what's going on.
Which was your favorite place that is shown?
You know, I really liked...
Besides the Taj Mahal, because that's easy, right?
Right? No, I really liked, I always say it wrong, Kerala. I enjoyed the waterfall and the greenery, like you had mentioned. I mean, I've lived here in the desert my entire life. I've never lived anywhere else, and I've always had this wanderlust, like I just want to leave and just go somewhere green, and I don't care where it is, I just want it to be green. And so I think I'm just naturally attracted to that kind of a concept, just a quieter, green, relaxing point. But I also thought, I forget where it was, but it was said it was a place with a lot of Buddhism, and they had like the homes, like almost like built into the mountains, and it seems like you have to really travel to get to some of those areas. But I thought that would be a really cool and interesting place to check out.
Yeah, I said we can't do Taj Mahal, Agra, but I did find that interesting that with this big, huge tourist landmark, it said that it's kind of quiet and small life around that. I find that very endearing and almost humbling, so that's pretty cool. But I would love to see the caves and how they built into those caves. I've been watching a bunch of videos on these guys. I'm not sure where they're from, but they're building like pools and homes and little underground things just with like a style of machete and like a little pot. Those are the only two things they have, and they're able to use all the elements in where they live to build these things and paint the walls and cement and red rock for different colors. It's truly incredible. So that is really fascinating to me, to be able to find out what are some other types of ways of living that we don't know about, where people have very limited items, but they're able to do such fantastic things. So those caves really interested me, because for some reason it just made me think of something more nomadic, something more simple, where, you know, they're just chiseling maybe with some type of simple tool and they're creating something beautiful out of it. A lot of times I think that if I want to do something or I want to make something, I have to have all these different items and all these tools and all these things at my disposal so I can make this thing. And sometimes it's not that way. So that was really interesting to me. Let us know again in the comment section what your thoughts are. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe to Boring Reviews. And until our next video.
Goodbye.